Hello, my name is Chris and I will look at the 2022 Subaru Legacy. Not much has changed since the last time I reviewed Legacy, and although it is still a solid offering, especially for those living above the snow line with its four-wheel drive, Legacy is a bargain that is beginning to show its age. I will give you a brief overview and take it out on the road to explain this. Subaru says its exterior is meant to be SUV-like. What they mean by that is that it is the tallest of all its competitors, and you certainly feel that on the inside. More on that later. However, it has one of the least sexy designs, no question. But Subaru buyers are not into sexy, and that is okay. Not everything in life is a fashion show. In this Legacy, GT means turbo engine. We get the GT 4-cylinder turbo model, but I think the deal is the all-equipped Limited, which lacks nothing and is a bargain at $35,000 Canadian, plus preparation, plus environmental levies, plus taxes, and don't forget the carbon exchange taxes in the price. What a mess. Subaru offers its EyeSight driving aids on the base model and the big infotainment screen on the model just above that. Speaking of the big infotainment screen, the fonts and presentation are a little dated, but the Harman Kardon sound system plays very well. You're gonna love it. Also, underreported by car reviewers is just how solid this interior feels, and the material quality in terms of durable feeling is very high indeed. This Subaru in particular feels like it will never fall apart. The steering wheel is leather wrapped, though it does feel dated, and all its competitors do better, a key driver interface. This dash looks dated also. This feels 5 years old already. Compacts do better dashes. Closing the door, Legacy feels like a tank. The outward visibility and interior space in terms of height is best in class. So is the ease of entering and exiting this vehicle. Legacy schools the competition in terms of general convenience. Also, despite its large windows, Legacy is supremely quiet on the highway. The suspension is softly sprung. The transmission is a CVT. This 4-cylinder boxer turbo makes plenty of power, 260 horsepower, 277 pounds of torque. Not bad at all, and returns an impressive 9.9 liters in the city and 7.3 liters on the highway. Not too shabby, and the fuel economy includes the best all-wheel drive system in the category. Here are my thoughts on the road.
Hello car lovers driving the 2022 Subaru Legacy. What to say about this vehicle? Well, I'm mostly very impressed. We'll start with the exterior styling, which I think it's not that it's ugly. I think it's that the others are so pretty. Subaru decided the boxy shape. However, there are benefits to that high stance. I'll talk about that in a minute. Apart from that, well assembled. Subaru getting better and better at that, it seems. You see it on the outside and you can feel it on the inside. This car feels so well put together. Underreported by car reviewers. I mean, Subaru's really improved, like it's equal if not better to the competition on that level. When you close the doors, boom, you feel the solidity. On the inside now, well, I'm gonna make this review for somebody who perhaps has a 2013, 2014 Subaru Legacy and is wondering if he should buy another and whether she should, what are the difference she should expect. All right, so I would have to say the biggest difference between this and older Subaru Legacies is the suspension. You cannot get over how much softer the suspension is versus other Subarus of the past. However, the plus value of that is that in Montreal's horrible roads, well, I haven't felt a thing. I've been driving this car now for a few hours and nothing. I feel nothing. I'm refreshed. Another thing about this Subaru is these seats are, if not, I think they're the best in the category. Great leather quality. It feels really durable. I think after 10, 15, 20 years, they won't be worn out until you see the phone. They're gonna stay solid. You have a thigh extender, which no one else has in the category. You have a wonderful arched back position for the seat. It's really good stuff. I mean, you can sit in these seats for hours. You won't get fatigued, which I can't say that about all its competitors. You have a wonderful visibility here. Really better than everyone in its class because of that height, right? Because of that somewhat unsexy exterior design, you reap the benefits on the inside. The visibility is awesome. There is sufficient room here also, but all its competitors do that. What's maybe average, I think, is this infotainment unit, and let me explain why. First of all, I just find the fonts and the general layout, it feels like 4 or 5 years ago. it cannot compete with, let's say, the Honda Accord system, all right? Also, the climate control is all digitalized. There's no hard buttons, which means one, if this infotainment goes out, you're screwed. And number two, it takes your eyes off the road if you're adjusting the temperature, right? Whereas when you have knobs, you can do this, right? Whereas when you have one of these systems, you've got to look down. It takes your eyes off the road, and it's a road safety issue. Another thing too is this steering wheel. The leather quality is less good than all the competitors. It's thinner, and that's what I have to say about the steering wheel. Same thing with the dash. This dash, it seems to be, I've been looking at this dash for ages now. I think it could use a refreshed font, perhaps a different look, and to make it just more relevant. I mean, I was in the Honda Civic, all right? A Honda Civic, which is a category down, 2022. The dash looks way better than this, and that's a compact car that costs $30,000. The engine here, this is the 4-cylinder turbo. It makes 200-something horsepower. It's got great passing power. No problems on that level. The transmission, it's a CVT. I have no problems with CVTs as long as they stay reliable. They certainly are more fuel efficient than geared transmissions. My only problem is that, well, Subaru doesn't offer a hybrid option, and I think with the price of gas just going up, I'm not sure how many of these models they will actually sell. I mean, it's just the way it is. The price of gas is going up, and we can argue about how we're getting there and why we're doing that, and those are valid arguments, but it's happening. It's a fact. So I would like to see perhaps a different offering from Subaru in terms of like the engine choices. And if you're in a jurisdiction where gas costs less, those comments are not valid. And those are my thoughts on the very good Subaru. I think it's highly recommendable on the lease and on the purchase because there is a significant reliability versus competitors. Subaru, for sure, the parts are very expensive to change, but you don't have to change them often. And that is it. By the way, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well then of course you should subscribe, and that is it.